welcome everyone back to our next school year, our 2021 school year. It feels to me, at least, as if we haven't stopped in terms of our work, and I'm sure that that's an understatement for you in the field. While we're just kind of trying to get our mics in order here, I just want to take this opportunity to let our team that is here on with you today introduce themselves. So I'll start with myself. My name is Gina Colarossi, and I've had the great pleasure of working with many of you that I see here today on the screen. I'm looking forward to our planning this year. You're going to get today just a little, tidbit of information, and you can expect to receive more from us in the weeks coming. We know that your start of your school year is incredibly different this year, which would be an understatement. Know that we are here to support any and all of your needs for AEDY, whether you're an operating program or ascending LEA, whether that be training and technical assistance in the field, in the area that we're looking at today, which will be our MTSS Behavior Action Plan, and diving a little bit deeper into some of the work that we began at the latter part of last year. Additionally, you'll get a little bit of information today on what and how we're going to plan our training and technical assistance going into this upcoming school year. So the bottom line is we need your help. And so through the course of last school year, those of us that were actively working as consultants in AEDY fully recognize that you have many years of time and experience in the field and can give us very valid input in terms of our training and technical assistance. So just a sneak peek into what we're going to present. We will be asking for your feedback a little bit later in presentation. So I welcome everyone here today, all 67 of you, and we're continuing to climb. So that's a great thing as we're re-engaging back to the start of our school year. I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Jess to introduce herself, and welcome.
Good afternoon. As Gina said, I'm Jess Keener-Hawes, and I've had the opportunity to be a member of the AEDY team since last September. And I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of you. I see very familiar names and faces that we've met on many occasions via Zoom this past year. And I really look forward to our further collaboration as we enhance what we're doing for students in AEDY in the upcoming year for their benefit. I'd like to pass it along to my colleague, Kat Zimmerman, to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, I'm Kat Zimmerman. I also joined the AEDY team back in September. So I'm also kind of looking down the participant list and recognizing a lot of names. So it's really wonderful to kind of get started again this school year and provide all of the supports for you that we can. So I'll pass it on to John Esposito next, and then we'll see if we can get Bethany and Stacy back on.
Thank you, Kat. Hi, everybody. Welcome. John Esposito. I've been with AEDY for over 4 years, with PDE over 5 now. And I've recognized a lot of names that are on today. So I've worked with most, if not all of you in some capacity, whether it was the applications or end of year or referrals. So I too am looking forward to what this year will bring and working with everybody and collaborating with all of you in the field. So welcome.
All right, guys. Hold on one second.
Okay, guys, can you hear me and see the screen?
And are you able to hear me?
We're hearing you both with an echo, and we can see the wallpaper of the screen.
Okay, so Beth, now that they can hear me.
All right, hold on. Stop the share. All right. Can you see now?
Looks
You're good to go.
Yes.
All right, we're good to go. Turn yours off. All right. All right, guys.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon and welcome back to the AEDY monthly webinars for the 2020-2021 school year. The AEDY team is hopeful that you enjoyed your summer. We realize it has been a challenging time and you have had to respond to the quickly changing landscape as we try to make the best and most authentic educational experience for children returning to school. So my colleagues have already introduced themselves, and I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself, and Bethany will introduce herself as well. I am new to the team, just joining in April, and my past experience includes being a teacher and an administrator at both the school and the district level. And I will have Bethany introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Bethany Seidella. Happy to be here. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. I joined the AEDY team in April, and I come with experience as a classroom teacher, a reading specialist, and also an administrator.
Before we get started today, I'm going to take a moment to review the mission of Patton. The mission of the Pennsylvania Training and Technical Assistance Network is to support the efforts and initiatives of the Bureau of Special Education and to build the capacity of local educational agencies to serve students who receive special education services. Our goal for each child is to ensure individualized education program teams begin with the general education setting with the use of supplementary aids and services before considering a more restrictive environment. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Bethany, who's going to go over the agenda and start the presentation.
Thank you. So there are three main goals of today's webinar. First, we will provide you with some important information in regards to the action plans and how you will provide evidence of their implementation. Second, many of you indicated that you would utilize Patton for support in implementing your action plan. This support will be provided through Schoology. We will specify for you what that support will look like. Lastly, there have been some very helpful updates to Schoology that will be communicated to you today. Every program was required to submit an MTSS action plan or a tiered fidelity inventory, sometimes referred to as the TFI, or a benchmark of quality, which you will hear referred to as the BOQ. These are reflective of the training in the PBIS network. Programs are expected to implement the action items in the action plans and provide supporting evidence to their implementation. In the next few slides, you will be provided with examples of possible evidence indicators. This evidence will be uploaded by the program at 2 points throughout the school year. The first will be November 30th, 2020, and the second being April 30th, 2021. Each program will upload their documentation based on their action plan to Leader Services in the MTSS section of the application. The evidence collected by your program should reflect the action steps in your action plan. This could include indicators of team structure, database decision-making, and research-based instructional delivery. It could also be in response to areas of need in your TFI or your BOQ. So many programs determined that Tier 1 or MTSS team be built, and that this team would include key people and meet regularly. Here are some examples of uploads that would reflect this action step. Programs could upload their team complement with defined roles, team meeting agendas with dates, team meeting minutes with attendance and dates, and a program organizational chart. Utilizing data for decisions was also a common action item. Possible uploads could include student outcome data, data decision rules or guide, a professional development calendar or minutes, also program reports, and staff, student, or family surveys. Lastly, some have indicated the use of evidence-based instructional delivery. Some uploads for this could include lesson plans, behavior matrix, discipline flowcharts, staff student handbooks, incentives, and registrations for upcoming behavior trainings. The documentation will be uploaded within Leader Services in the application under the area titled Positive Behavior Supports. This is where most programs updated or uploaded their action plans. The screenshot here will assist you in where to upload within the Positive Behavior Support section. You can also touch base with your AEDY contact that has reached out to you for information in regards to your action plan. The action plans have been reviewed and they fall into 3 categories. Category 1 is programs that are in the PBIS network with training from an intermediate unit. Category 2 are programs that are not in the PBIS network that require a more formalized training. And category 3 are programs that are currently implementing MTSS framework with supporting evidence of that. And now my colleague Stacy will provide information on Patton's MTSS training and support.
Thank you, Bethany. All AEDY programs who have indicated in their action plan that they would receive support and training from Patton will be enrolled in an MTSS Schoology course. This course has been designed to assist you in building an MTSS foundation for your AEDY program. Some important course information to highlight is 1, the course title, which is Building an MTSS Framework for AEDY Providers. The course will run from September 13th to November 15th. Most of the course will be run asynchronously with 1 orientation meeting the first week of the course. Each course will have approximately 25 participants from programs across Pennsylvania. Again, if you have indicated that Patton will be your support provider, you have already been added to the course. You will not need to sign up for the course. There will be 2 sections for this course, and your course facilitator will be reaching out to you with your section and course code. Please reserve September 14th in your calendars. On this day at 3 p.m., your course facilitator will hold a Zoom meeting with all participants to complete a course overview and answer any questions you may have. Course notification will be sent to the program coordinator. They will decide who on their team will engage in the course content. It is recommended that programs have a team participate, but it will be the responsibility of the program coordinator to participate in course discussions and assignments. Again, please remember to mark your calendars for Monday, September 14th. This important Zoom session will help you understand how to navigate the course material so that you can successfully complete the course and support the students in your program. As you prepare for implementation of MTSS in your programs for this school year, I want to point you in the direction of some valuable resources. Please take time to review the links provided for you here. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Kat, who is going to be giving you some information on Schoology.
So those of you who have already turned on your Schoology notifications should have gotten a nice email yesterday about everything that's been happening in Schoology and some things that are coming up. For those of you who did not receive that email, I wanted to quickly go over how to turn on or how to modify your notifications in Schoology. So when you go onto your Schoology page, you navigate to the course, and then in the top right-hand corner, you're going to see that button there that looks like that email envelope symbol, and it says notifications. When you click on that button, it's going to give you a drop-down menu of different checkboxes, and those checkboxes are specific for the course that you're in. So in this case, the AEDY course. And there are a couple of different choices there. The two that we really recommend that you leave on are a course update being posted. So that would be like what we did yesterday. And as soon as you log on, you'll see the update right at the top of your screen. It'll show there until you kind of click it away. So anytime the course update gets posted, you'll receive an email. And we also recommend that you leave it turned on for course content created. So that way, even if we're uploading things and we're not pushing out a notification, that'll still give you an email to let you know that new things have been added. So if you already have that on, you would have received another email this morning to let you know that the updated BEC has been posted to the home page. Some other things that you can choose to turn on, you can turn on course comments. Those are not super common in our course, but if you join the MTSS course, we really recommend you leave that one on for there. Comments on my posts, again, not really common in our general AEDY course, but will be helpful in the MTSS course. And course materials overdue, same case. Once you finish selecting where you want to receive those emails, make sure that you hit the Save Changes button at the bottom. Once you've done that, those emails are going to be generated to the email that is linked to your Schoology account. So if you signed up for the Schoology with an email that you don't check super often, it might be worth switching that over to an email that you do. Okay, so moving away from notifications, there are some things that are kind of new and some things that are upcoming. The really big one is end of year reporting, which is due tomorrow. We've gotten a lot of end of year reports in so far, and we really appreciate those of you who have already done it. Those of you who haven't, it is new this year, the way that we're doing it. It's also a lot easier. We also require end of year reporting. So if you are a sending LEA or you're an in-house provider, you're also a sending LEA if you're an in-house. You need to do an end of year report. Now, because we have our leader services system, everything has been live and we already have all of the data. What you need to do is look at the data, confirm that it's accurate, or say, these are the changes that need to be made. And in that case, you'll make the changes to the file, you upload the file with changes, and then you're good to go. You just submit it. We also require end of year reporting even if you didn't send any students. So if you are sending LEA and you did not place any students in AEDY, we also require just a confirmation that you did not place any students. In that case, it's really only going to take you a couple of minutes. So that green folder towards the top of Schoology is now the first folder that you're going to see, has instructions on exactly how to go through that end of year reporting process, which is due tomorrow. Second new thing is the updated BEC. That is now also at the top. You're going to see how to use this course. The new BEC is right underneath it as a downloadable PDF. Remember in Schoology, when you click on the PDF, it'll open native in Schoology. You do have the option to download the file as well if you'd like to save a copy to your computer or if you'd like to print out a copy to read. Monthly webinars, so that would be this webinar and also all of our previous webinars in that pink folder, which is the third folder on your Schoology. So you'll see end of year reporting, end of year tasks, monthly webinars. So this webinar, along with the presentation, will be posted tomorrow once our recording is complete with closed captions. All of our previous webinars are already in that folder. third new thing, we have updated the calendar. So on your Schoology on the right, you'll see upcoming. Previously, the only thing we've had there were the conference in April and then also the monthly webinars. Now it has been just loaded with lots of free professional development that is upcoming, provided by both Patton and PDE. There's lots of free professional development opportunities that are there. If you click on that little calendar icon, it'll open a monthly view so you see all of them. It also allows you to look ahead. So coming up, we have a couple of things that are going to change based on feedback that we've already gotten from you. The first one is adjustments to the application process. We have heard you, we have worked through with a lot of you what the applications need to look like and what needs to happen in them. So we will be making some adjustments to make that process a little bit easier. When those changes go through on later services, the Schoology will be adjusted as well to reflect those changes so that when it comes time to reapply, all the instructions will be there for you. Other piece that's coming through very soon is a map. So we will provide a map and there will also be a matching list on Leader Services of all of the approved AEDY programs and all of the approved sending LEA applications. So that is going to allow you, if you're a sending LEA, to kind of look geographically who's near you for programs. And if you're a program, it's going to let you see who near you, who might send to you that already has an approved application. Okay, so those of you who are not in the Schoology, if you're not already there, that bit.ly, and I'll put it in the chat, will give you, yep, I'm typing it in right now, will give you a link to instructions. There we go. That'll give you instructions on how to join the AEDY Schoology. Remember, once you do that, go ahead and turn on those notifications. And that'll give you access to everything that's in there. We have everything from the conference back in April. You can still walk through, and I still see that some people, I still get the notifications, are working through that at their own pace, which is wonderful. So all of that information is still available. All of our webinars are in there, and of course, really detailed instructions on the application process. So if you have any questions about what's in the Schoology, what's going on with applications, please feel free to email me. My name is displayed right there. If you're sending me an email, it's kzimmerman, M-A-N-N, @patton.net. Of course, all of our emails are, most of you already have our emails. You can also send an email to aedy@patton.net with any questions that you may have, and it'll get answered by the appropriate person. So this last piece is a really short survey. It shouldn't take you any more than 5 minutes to give us a little bit more feedback. There we go. Links now in the chat to give us a little bit more feedback on what you would like to see for professional development, so that as we go forward through the rest of the school year, we're providing those supports that are the most valuable to everyone. Okay. Once you filled out that survey, it is a Google form. When you get to the bottom and you hit the submit button, you'll know for sure it went through because you're going to get an emailed receipt with a copy of all of your responses. All right, so both the link to join the Schoology and also the link to complete that survey are in the chat. I am going to open the floor to the rest of the team, but now is a good time if you have any questions for us that you would like answered. You can type them in the chat. You can send them to us individually.